What's up guys, Frostbite here, bringing you my first video, or first full video of this commentary on the Stanley Parable. So I'm gonna what? I can see my mouse, and then I can see my mouse in the smaller screen. I wonder if I can... That's amazing. Oh, just talking to that. Okay, so I don't know much about this, but my friend did tell me that he saw a video on this. So he knew a guy who played this game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Hint.
Stanley was happy.
No.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
What?
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
I feel like you wouldn't have
Something was
friends.
very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Or I didn't. That's right. I closed the door.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Uh-oh.
In here, I can be happy
Okay.
forever.
Okay, I changed my mind. Let me out.
Happy.
Okay, please stop.
Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
I take it back.
Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do.
Oh my
Now
God.
it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll walk out this time. Locked?
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Right.
could it mean?
I don't know. Let's turn
Stanley
these things.
decided to go to the meeting room.
Can I
Perhaps
turn it
he
back
simply
on?
missed
Darn
the
it.
memo.
Shut up. I'm gonna fight with this guy. I don't like him. Just stinks. Just a pawn in his giant game of chess. Damn. Nope. Input received. More input. I'll give you more input. How about this? I'll give you this input. Darn. I left you all. Okay. I must turn you off.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I'm gonna continue doing it.
When
Whoa.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope. I'm entering the door on my right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes, I
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Or I do the exact opposite, which is not go in here. Nope, I don't want to. I'm trying to close the door. I can't.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
$1.25.
It had really been worth
Crap.
the detour after all. just to spend a few moments here in this
I
immaculate,
don't think I've ever
beautifully
seen a
constructed room.
My God,
Stanley simply stood here,
Shut up.
drinking it all in.
Shut up. Shut up. Drinking it. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen a clock that actually moves in a video game. That I can't even jump in. Okay.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room
Who's a
so
coffee
utterly
nut?
captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really
Yes.
worth it.
Thank you. Oh, what does it say?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room
Fuel?
bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why
I guess this
everyone
says I
left.
hate Mondays. Number 1, Dad.
Stanley
Who
sat around waiting for more
farted?
dialogue.
Who
But when
fallen?
a long time had passed
can't
and there
read that.
was no more,
Who
he
farted?
decided
That's
that
what
the
it was.
game was trying to sink. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and
It
took
was
the
amazing.
first open door on his left to get back to business.
Good one. No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
This is funny. This is one of my favorite games already. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Why don't I just walk out there? Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. But wouldn't you be... I don't know.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Okay.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I
Oh.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Who?
Someone you've forgotten about.
Who have I forgotten
Please,
about?
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem
Do
yourself.
I have a special
To
date?
put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who's
She's
her?
been waiting.
Who's been waiting? Can I not go in that black... You know what? Nope, I'm going in.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Oh
to
my God.
reach out to her. If you can truly
Unplug it.
pledge your
Unplug it.
faith... Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice.
I
How
didn't
do
know
you
I could actually do that.
You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
He's checking.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
I can't
don't
believe that worked.
understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't
No.
believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
What?
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yes.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
I don't
Well,
know
I
what
won't have
severity
that kind of
means,
risk on my
but
watch. I'm going to
screw
stop
you.
the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making
No,
in
no,
the
no,
real
no.
world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Choice.
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical
big
real
time.
person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations.
Of course.
Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm
My
supposed to be
goodness, is
having
it
a
4:30?
back sack
I'm
and
supposed
crack."
to be having a back seven crack. My goodness, this is 4:30. But
Excellent.
hey,
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful
I just
and
love
whether
this
you'll
tie.
ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are
That's me,
materially
right there.
insignificant,
Not-
and the
not that dot
feeling
that is
should
pointing to you.
subside.
That's you.
At this
I'm
time,
just wondering.
your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Yes, sir.
Welcome
God.
back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay, this would be a good time to stop it. Thank you guys all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Stay frosty.